Have you ever had a boss set you up to fail? I mean, really set you up. Imagine walking into your CEO's office. He looks at you dead in the eyes and says, I want you to tell me exactly what I'm thinking right now. And if you can't, I'm going to cut your arms and legs off and burn your house down with your family inside. You would think he was a psychotic. You would call the police. But in Babylon, there are no police. There is only the king. This is not an exaggeration. This is exactly what happens next in our text. Hello, and welcome back to Bible Talk. I'm your host, T. I am not a theologian. I'm just a woman who loves God and wants us to understand the Bible isn't a fairy tale. It is gritty, it is violent, and it is real. Today, we look at the moment the world's wisdom ran out of answers. I'm reading from the Christian Standard Bible, and we are looking at Daniel chapter 2, verse 4 through 6, and it reads, The Chaldeans spoke to the king in Aramaic. May the king live forever. Tell your servants the dream, and we will give the interpretation. The king replied to the Chaldeans, My word is final. If you don't tell me the dream and its interpretation, you will be torn limb from limb, and your houses will be made a garbage dump. But if you make the dream and its interpretation known to me, you will receive gifts and a reward and great honor from me. So make the dream and its interpretation known to me. Let's go into the deep dive analysis. Number 1, the shift to Aramaic. First, it's a tiny detail with huge implications. Verse 4 says, the Chaldeans spoke to the king in Aramaic. From Daniel chapter 2, verse 4, all the way to the end of Daniel chapter 7, the original Bible text switches from Hebrew to Aramaic. Why? Hebrew is the covenant language of God's people. Aramaic was the English of the ancient world. It was a language of the Gentiles. God is signaling a shift here. He is saying, what I'm about to reveal isn't just for the Jews. It is for the nations. It is for the Gentiles. The prophecy of the statue concerns the whole world. Second, we want to look at the trap. Why ask for the dream? The Chaldeans try to play it cool. May the king live forever. Flattery. Then they say, tell us the dream, and we will interpret it. This is how the psychic industry works. This is called cold reading. If I tell you, I dreamed of a flying cow, you can make up anything. Oh, king, the cow represents your mother, and the flying means she is ascending. You can't disprove an interpretation. It's subjective. But Nebuchadnezzar is smart, but he's also paranoid. He thinks if these guys really speak to the gods should be able to tell them what I dreamt, not just what it meant. He is setting a trap. He is removing the ability for them to lie. He demands the data, not just the analysis. And then we're going to look at number 3, the violence. Torn limb from limb. The king's response is horrific. My word is final, and then the threat. In the Christian Standard Bible translates it, torn limb from limb. The Aramaic word implies dismemberment. This wasn't an idle threat. The Babylonians and their predecessors, the Assyrians, were artists of cruelty. They would tie a victim's limbs to 4 bent spalling trees and then cut the ropes, snapping the body apart. And then your house is made a garbage dump. The word navanlu literally means a dunghill or a public latrine. He is threatening to kill them, destroy their families, and turn their legacy into a toilet. This is the terror of living under a tyrant. There is no HR department. There is no appeal. And then fourth, we're going to look at the spiritual reality. Why is the king doing this? Yes, he is crazy. But spiritually, God is using the king's paranoia to expose the devil. These magicians claim to have a hotline to the spirit world. God is forcing a showdown. Okay. Call your spirits. If they are real, surely they saw the dream too. God is backing the enemy into a corner where they have to admit they are powerless. The priests are sweating now. You can feel the oxygen leaving the room. The flattery didn't work. The "may the king live forever" didn't work. They are staring at a man who has buried cities to the ground, a man who has blinded the king of Judah after slaughtering his sons, and he isn't blinking. The bluff is called. The paycheck is over. Reality has entered the room. Now, the skeptic would say, this proves the Bible is a fairy tale or exaggerated fiction. No king would kill his entire cabinet of advisors, hundreds of executed men, just because of one bad dream. It's irrational. It's bad governance. Who would run the kingdom? Here's my response. Have you studied history? History is full of irrational purges by paranoid dictators. Stalin purged his best generals right before World War II because he thought they were plotting against him. Nero burned Christians as human torches to light his garden parties. King Herod killed his own wife and sons because he feared they would take his throne. Saddam Hussein, who ruled the same region as Babylon, executed his cabinet members during meetings. Dictators are irrational. Paranoia makes powerful men destroy their own support systems. The Bible is painting a historically accurate portrait of a tyrant losing his grip. Nebuchadnezzar doesn't care about governance right now. He cares about survival. Here is my theological challenge for you. The world is full of Chaldeans today. We have experts, economists, futurists, and gurus who claim to know what is happening. They have degrees, they have data, they have interpretations. But notice, they only have answers when things are normal. When a real crisis hits, a pandemic, a market crash, a personal tragedy, they have no answers. We saw this in 2020. The experts were guessing. We, as believers, often feel intimidated by the world's wisdom. We think, oh, well, they're scientists. They must know. But this passage shows us that without God, the world's wisdom is just guessing. When the king says, tell me the dream, the world goes silent. Stop being intimidated by people who can't answer the king. Only God holds the mysteries. Stop looking to the Chaldeans for your security. The experts are going to try one more time. They're going to try to reason with a madman. They're going to utter a sentence that is technically true, but practically fatal. They are about to admit that their gods are silent, and that admission is going to sign their death warrant, and Daniel's. Here are my 3 questions for you to help build your faith. Number 1, where are you relying on experts who actually don't know the mind of God? Are you trusting the news more than the Spirit? Number 2, does your faith stand up when the deal changes and life gets unfair? Can you handle a boss who moves the goalposts? And number 3, how does knowing the brutality of the Babylonian culture make Daniel's later courage more impressive to you? Daniel wasn't just standing up to a nice guy. He was standing up to a butcher. Join me in the next video, The Confession of a Failure. The moment the world admits it cannot find God. Until then, you have a blessed day. Bye for now.